the soundtrack of Raiding the Rock Vault. That, of course, is Andrew Freeman and Robin McCauley. If you have not heard, they have been kicked out of the Westgate, and they will be revamping the show and moving over to the Tropicana starting November 1st. So they may be done at the Westgate, but they are not done rocking, and they'll open the vault again November 1st at the Tropicana. We're going to have Paul on the show, I think, next week. And also on the show next week, there's an awesome guest list coming up next week. I don't want to tell everybody, but there's so many cool things happening. And then tomorrow we've got the Gorilla Heads on the show, so that's going to be awesome. So good band here in town. You're not going to want to miss that. And then next week, fresh from the Big Brother house, he was in the Final Four. Caleb Reynolds will be calling in to talk about his gameplay on Big Brother and what he did wrong. And if he doesn't know what he did wrong, I'll tell him. He lost. He lost. That's what he did wrong. But it is the Rock and Comedy Show. We're live, and joining us in the studio right now, very funny comic, Richard Humphrey's here, everybody.
Yay! Hello.
Busting his Rock and Comedy Show cherry tonight, everybody.
It's popped. There's blood everywhere.
Welcome, my friend.
It's everywhere. My comedy hymen.
Yeah, exactly. So you've been doing comedy a while now.
About 3 years in February.
Yeah.
Which even like older comics are like, you're new.
Yeah, until you hit the 5-year mark, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Patton Oswalt who said, you suck for the first 6 years, just get over it.
But you got to keep going, keep forging on, as they say.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you like about it so much?
Just being able to just make people laugh by telling them how pathetic I am, you know?
So are you a storyteller comic, or you...
Mostly storytelling. I do a little bit of everything. I'm still new, so it's finding the right medium to say my nonsense.
Yeah. So what made you want to do it?
It's just, younger, I was watching Saturday Night Live and just, premium blend and everything, and I didn't really want to do anything else.
You're like, I can do that shit.
Right? I can put my face in a mic and say things.
And they get paid?
And get booed.
Yeah.
And get booed.
I never got booed, though, you know?
Yeah?
Not yet.
Well, that's because you look like Larry the Cable Guy.
You saying boo?
Larry was the only one booed me. Get that son of a bitch off the stage. He's terrible.
Come on, cease and desist.
That's true.
I know.
I got a few copies. I should write a novel.
Yeah? Make that the cover of your book?
That's right.
A novel about what?
About getting cease and desist from Larry the Cable Guy.
That's the book itself. It's
I know.
Well, you know that the reason they do that is because they think of you as a threat.
Well, yeah. Larry gets 300,000. I get 300,000 pennies.
That's still more pennies than I got.
Yeah. So, who are your influences?
There's the basic list, the Carlins, the Pryors, but...
the Carlins, as if there was,
Carlins.
More than one.
There's a whole family. It's not he died and everyone was just... all the Carlins are like, nope, gone.
So are you a dirty comedian, or you find fun in saying fuck it and all that shit? And fuck,
just fuck everything.
Okay.
I look like a baby, so it's funny when people...
Well, I know. I was thinking, I don't see him cursing too much. Fuck! No, I won't say it again.
Oh, darn it.
His mom out in the audience.
I told you how many times.
I have a swear jar next to me every time it happens. I just
Swear jar. You'll be rich, huh?
Yeah. So how old are you?
23.
Liar.
Wow.
Yeah, going on 11.
He's half my age.
Right?
Yeah.
Almost triple your age.
I'm 46, going on like 28 with the ladies or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Is that what you tell them?
Well, no. I tell them I'm too old for you, and they're like, I like older men. I said, I bet you do. And so I said, how old do you think I am? I don't know, 30, 31. And it's like, bartender, this bitch is hammered. Cut her off.
I haven't been picked up by a cougar.
Yeah?
Yeah, we hang out outside.
I only date young women.
Yeah.
Do you offer them candy?
Dating.
I don't have to.
Puppies, Vans.
So you've been hit on by a cougar?
Yeah, I'll tell that story.
Let's hear it.
So I was at a bar. It was after an open mic, and she was like, "Oh, you're really funny. Do you want to have some drinks in my car? I also have some pot." I was like, "Okay."
Drinks in my car. That's a good line.
Yeah, you ever had some homemade sangria in the?
Yeah, but all he heard was pot.
Well, I know.
I was like, "What?
What's that?
What's? Why are we smoking kitchen utensils?" So I'm sitting in her car and we're doing that, and she goes, "Oh yeah, just so you know, like you're very cute and everything, and if you ever want to come to my house, I live near Wet and Wild. We can play the Wii."
She lives near me. I think I know her.
And I'm just like, "How old do you think I am? A Wii?" Like,
Are you
She's
sure?
trying to get
Are
on
you
your
sure?
level.
right?
Are you sure she said I live next to the Wet and Wild and not I am Wet and Wild?
She said next to the Wet and Wild.
Okay.
Because I was like, "Oh."
Well, did you take her to the Wet and Wild?
It was a pretty steep slide, let's just say that.
Oh I've been there. It's for the grown-ups. I couldn't reach the ladder. I'm sorry.
I was tall enough for the ride, though.
So did you go
That's
over
all
there?
that matters. Did you have
Exactly.
fun?
Yeah,
Huh?
you know.
So did you ever go over there?
No, because there was something in the sangria.
I thought I was getting hit on by a cougar for a minute there.
And I
I thought that was the cougar. He was
It's Crazy Jay's
That's
dog.
what I brought.
There was something in the
It felt
sangria.
good for a minute anyway.
Obviously not a roofie.
Wasn't a roofie, but I did feel weird, so I was like, I have to go home.
Were you thinking, holy crap, I'm with like an older woman or what? Because I'm going to tell you, I got a couple of, it's a long time ago, I was in the United States Army, and at that point, when you had been in the field for months, anything looked good at that point. You know, it's like,
That's the
she's
whole-
fine, but if she'd shave that beard, she'd be hot.
That's how mermaids came about. They were manatees that sailors were like, I'd fuck that.
I was never in the Navy, so I can't verify that story, but I've heard...
Dudes are manatees. You're
I've heard the Navy kind of does each other on the ship because they got nowhere to go. I don't know that for a fact, but I've heard. Don't ask, don't tell.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
I like that. Allegedly.
Allegedly, Navy dudes have sex with each other. They're saying allegedly. I didn't say it.
So do you have any gigs coming up?
No, not regularly. It's just all the open mics, which are. Just,
So you suck then.
I suck as well. Yeah. I am awful.
He's only 3
Did you
years.
go? Did you go
He's
to
only
the?
3 years in, Larry.
Well, no, I'm asking. Did you go to like the World Series of Comedy or anything like that?
Oh no, I didn't do the World Series. That was when the World Series in town. That's my chance to jump in on the book spots. Everyone else is paying for things they're going to.
Smart man. I'm liking him better.
So I just did all those, and plus, and then like past couple weeks, I've just been working a lot. So it's just been.
What do you do
spreading.
for a living?
I sell sunglasses at Sunglass Hut.
Good Lord, he does suck, y'all.
Yeah,
Help him out. Buy
it is.
some sunglasses or something. No, I'm kidding. I'm just busting your balls a little bit. But,
He's fresh out of high school.
Right.
well, I know it. He's working on getting his degree. See, if
It's
you'd
a
have stayed
school
in
night.
school, you would have done good, you know. Your mama was right, by the way. Tell her I said hello. No, I'm kidding.
All right, I will.
So
I'll call her now. Let's put her on.
You're going to put it on speaker again.
But that's a swear jar.
Right.
What did you find the biggest reward to doing comedy, and what would you say is the hardest thing about doing comedy?
The hardest thing, I'll start there.
So you know you'd start with the hard shit.
Yeah, just right in there. It's just staying consistent and trying to make the 5 people in the crowd laugh as opposed to the 20 people or just the empty chairs. Like,
Do you find yourself rushing when you're on stage, going from joke to joke, or have you learned to pause and let the audience laugh?
yeah, that was something that took a while, and then I got slower when the marijuana started to kick in.
There you go.
now the truth.
Now you're a
comes-
seasoned comic.
Now the truth comes out.
No, I mean, you find that when you find your consistency, you know, it almost becomes second nature. You know, it's just fun because when you're up there, you're
yeah.
you're a storyteller, so you probably tell a lot of the same stories. So if you get lost, you just reach back and grab another one and keep coming at them.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it flows and people are laughing, man, that's the best feeling of all. Is to me when you're on the stage and you got people laughing. It's,
Oh, yeah.
There's no other high.
And if they're
Right.
not laughing,
It's
just
close.
make yourself laugh.
Well, I laugh
Yeah.
at myself, and they said,
Exactly.
"Larry, don't do it." And I said, "Well, who's Larry?" I'm kidding. I had a professional comedian tell me, he said, Larry don't laugh at himself on stage. He
'cause-
just does it and all. I said, that's because his jokes aren't funny. This is my material.
Why don't you just call yourself Larry the Satellite Guy?
Somebody told me that. They told me call myself Harry the Cable Guy, and I'm like, I can't do that. I'm Las Vegas Larry. They can kiss my ass. You want to sue me, sue me.
There you go.
And then you just get more famous because of the loss.
Well, exactly, and I'll turn the country against him because I'm retired military, and I know the
Oh, yeah.
military's got my back, and there's 21 million of us strong, so I'm not worried about him. He don't sell enough Prilosec.
Hey, he's got his own brand of shake and bake now.
Well, he's got dog food. He's got everything, man.
Shampoo, he's got it. He's got it all.
He wears
yes.
hats for a living. Why does he have a shampoo?
Yeah. I wash mine once a month, whether it needs it or not. But it's starting to fall out, so I'm thinking maybe I should quit washing it.
Yeah.
Why
Or-
can't he get a Rogaine commercial or something?
Yeah, and then you can. Well, you can get one.
Well, I probably could.
Do it.
So, Richard, do you prefer to work dirty or clean?
I like to just toe the line between both. It's like sometimes I think it's easier to be dirty.
Dirty is
Yeah,
funnier.
It's funnier.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves dirty.
Yeah,
You like to
peepees
take-
and butts are funnier than stories about God, right?
Do you like to take it to the edge and then just step back a little bit?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
talk
good.
about something childlike and then go sexual. Not what.
That's like climbing. I'm used to doing that. I work with Pee Wee Herman all the time, so there we go.
Rewind and say it again. No,
Yeah,
yeah. Be careful of what you say.
Now, do
Careful.
you target people in the audience to pick on them?
Depends if they do something first. Like
Yeah.
I'm never, and then you can't ever be too malicious. But
Sure
hold
you
on.
can.
Well, the woman who booed me, I just went in on her lack of college education.
Oh, wow.
And then just it was just a downward spiral of how stupid she was then. But
Now, when you're not working, do you find yourself watching other comedians?
I watch. I try every paycheck to buy a new special to watch and just branch out and look at everything. And
So he gets to watch a new comedy once a year or something?
yeah, once again, that's
Yeah.
the comedy paycheck.
No, every time I've seen Richard on stage, whether it's a show I've booked or he's just around, you're happy up there. You seem like you enjoy it. So
Oh yeah.
A lot of it's energy, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It depends on the environment, because I can tell you, I've done straight comedy gigs and I've done gigs that are mixed with music. And if we're coming out and they've had music to start with, people are like in a different zone.
Yeah.
And we come out and tell jokes and they're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Bring the band back.
Yeah, because they're gonna be a different, and the tone of music needs
Right.
to fit the tone of the comedian that goes
Absolutely.
up next. Like I went up after a Mumford and Sons type band went up, and I was
Right.
like, oh, you guys all just want to go to sleep now, so.
Right. But, a lot of it is warming up the crowd. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand that, which I'm never the first one to go on stage, so I don't have to worry about that. But
Right.
I just follow somebody and hope they're halfway decent, so.
yeah, the opening comic always says it rough.
It is rough, but if you can hand pick, I learned from Bill Kirkenbauer. He's one of the very best. He was a comedian in the 70s, 80s, still a comedian and all. But I've never seen anybody warm a crowd up like he does. But he's got some funny
Right.
stuff, and people can relate to it. And
Yeah.
he talks to the audience while he's telling comedy, and he'll get them laughing.
And you got to make the connections.
Yes.
It's like,
And he's got years of experience. He's been an actor and everything else, and all, so that's why it's easy for him to make the transition. But that's one thing as a young comedian I can tell you, by studying the older groups and seeing how they work the crowds and stuff, you can learn a lot and bring
Oh,
it to
yeah.
your game.
it's the same thing with anything too, acting.
No,
It's
it
just,
is.
Watch Brando and compared to Daniel Day-Lewis.
You talking to me? No, I'm
You
kidding.
talking.
I'm a horrible De Niro.
The
Now-
Lenos and the.
Yeah.
So when is your Comedy Central special coming out?
That's actually midnight Friday. It's called Farting Next to Strangers. It'll be.
I like it. That's a great title.
That is-
Sometimes I just sit in my room and think of titles for specials.
you
and
just
I'm like,
have,
I have no
you just have to say copyright after that, and they can't steal it.
Did you know love is like
TM.
a fart, though? It really is, because if you have to force it, it's probably going to be shit. I'm just saying.
Well, it's true. And like when you're you're not married. to
Sit
someone
back and
until
let
you're
it flow,
farting.
baby.
So how can people find you in the social networks?
Clark County Detention Center? Or?
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm on Facebook, Richard Humphrey, and then Twitter, Rich Neasy. Same thing on Instagram. Same name pretty much everywhere. You can find me on there.
So now do you tour, or you stay local, or what?
I stay local. I'm actually moving to Seattle next year, though.
I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. It's a great town.
Everyone looks at me like, Richard, just don't kill yourself.
You
up
look
there."
like you would fit in
Yeah,
Seattle, though.
yeah,
you know?
he's got the Seattle look for
And
sure.
his buddy looks like he's straight out of the war in Alaska or something, you know? Mountain Men, one of them shows.
Yeah, I brought an ice road trucker with me.
Yeah, Ice Road Trucker.
Duck Dynasty, something's going
Yeah,
on.
the
over
truck is stuck in the ditch again, damn it.
This
Where's
the
the
guy,
tow truck?
The guy on Deadliest Catch didn't die. He's actually just right here. It's like-
Yeah, I think we need to call the boys from Duck Dynasty. One of them escaped.
What's your friend's story? Does he do comedy?
Jordan here? No, he doesn't do comedy. He just grows beards.
He's a bodyguard,
Fixes
huh?
on-
Bodyguard.
Yeah. He plays guitar.
Not very good, huh?
I have him feed me grapes and play guitar because I'm just so hedonistic. It's-
I was starting to like you up to that point. but-
Now you just lost him again.
You're like, you just made grapes gay for me. What are you doing?
So, do you have any gigs coming up? I mean, besides open mics, you just do the open mics.
No, well, next month I'm emailing a guy about doing the Tempe Improv, doing that at like the Faces of Comedy show, and so I'll hear back from that soon. And just really open mics and open mics and open mics.
Very cool.
You gotta
Yeah.
work them bookers, man, and get you, not the hookers, the hookers. I work the hookers.
I have to hook the bookers. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, you gotta keep throwing your name in the hat to get in, so.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of comedy here in Vegas. I mean, tons of shows.
Every night. There's
Yeah, you can-
Not, some of them are better than others, but, you know.
Yeah, some have 5 people, some have 6.
Yeah,
You know, it's-
some have 3.
And some have 8, and 2 are good.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of them, the open comic, is leaving town, thank God, but I'm not going there.
Whoa.
Oh.
Did I fire a shot?
Shots fired. Name names. Come on, don't be a pussy.
You're warm, that's what I'll say.
But hey, Rich, I want to thank you for being on the show today.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Always, and you're always welcome back anytime to promote some stuff.
All right. Thanks for
Good
being
stuff.
gentle on my first time.
Yeah, we didn't use any lube or anything, so
All right. Bite
There
the
you go.
pillow.
We didn't even drink the
try.
roofie, damn it.
I know. Well, he knows what it tastes like.
Right? Yeah, warm sangria.
I have sangria in my back seat, by the way. Just if
She
you
has
wanna be
pot in her
outside.
car if you want to go out there
Oh
with
yeah.
her. She ain't got, well, we got a half a bottle, I guess, you know. so-
And what's the address for the 44th floor there?
Yeah, step straight off the elevator. It's the padded room, okay? They pad this sumbitch and won't let you out. You know? so
Right?
it's for your protection. That's what they say anyway.
And we're going to take a break and we'll be back.